Education is very important to me because it helps build the lives of these young people, these young students, and helps them become who they essentially want to be in their life. I don't want education to be a struggle for any child. I want it to be more relaxed and just be like a normal everyday activity. So with an individualized program, you can give that to a child because you can start out on a very simple level if that child needs it and fill in the pieces of the parts that are missing. So they're able to master that level and then move on to the next one. Well, the first step is initially to come in and take a diagnostic test. We start out making the child very comfortable, making sure that we try not call it a test. We kind of just let them know, well, let's go back and work out these problems and show me what you know. We want this test to be as natural as possible so we can get as much information from the child as possible, as much as they know. After the testing process is over, I can go over the results and then have parent orientation with the parent, actually talking more in detail about the program with them, then also going over the results of the program and physically pulling out the booklets where the child would start in the program so I can show them the individualized aspects and program that the child will be doing in the center and why.
Small step approach to me is the individual steps that go into approaching an obstacle or a learning challenge. So it's recognizing the challenge and organizing a way to approach that challenge and approaching it and kind of revisiting that and getting feedback on how it could be approached differently in a different situation. When they're able to approach a small section and master it, they're like, oh, that was achievable, I can handle that, and they go on to the next step. And it just builds up so much confidence. They're able to tackle the next lesson because it's small, it's achievable, and it's something that isn't overwhelming, and they view it more as a challenge versus an obstacle. We do achievement tests and level tests to monitor their progress and to make sure that they're mastering those skills as they go along in the process.
So when they do move on to the next topics, maybe they're not as scared or as frustrated when they start. They'll be more relaxed because they're more confident with the material beforehand. Because if they're not able to understand the curriculum that's in front of them, there's no way they're going to understand the curriculum behind them. Our critical thinking teaches our students to think outside of the box.
It's being creative and taking a step back and looking at the big picture, and it's using logic and recognizing patterns and just approaching problem solving in a non-conformed way.
We want them to eventually be able to set goals from themselves, and we want to see them reach each step and move along that ladder of success, as we call it, to be able to become and pursue what they want to be in their life. Being a self-directed learner means that the child will essentially be able to pick up on the new topics by themselves and be able to conduct research by themselves, basically come up with their own hypothesis and be able to work through the steps on their own.
You know, they come into the classroom and they have their booklets, they know what they're going to work on, they work on their booklets, and pretty much the only interaction from the instructors is feedback and making sure that they understand the concepts as they go through those steps on their own.
Give them the tools to learn how to schedule themselves and have more responsibility, self-responsibility. That will take you through the rest of your life. So as they finish our program and they move on to higher education, it just gives them that solid foundation of education, and then they've also learned how to be a stronger learner. Also, their study skills have massively improved. Their self-confidence has raised, so they are just more self-aware to be able to go out and say, I can do whatever I want to do if I put my mind to it.
E.nopi, the global leader in self-directed learning, is now Eyelevel.